Hello again. Today we are on our experimental probability day. So we already basically talked about this whole paragraph, but feel free to read through it. Today we're talking about experimental or empirical probability. So what actually happens if you conduct the event, if you spin the spinner, if you flip the coin, if you roll the die. Okay, and then you track your results. All right, so let's take a look. It says we're going to make a prediction about what will happen based on what has already happened. So Mrs. Garlipo bought 12 Win for Life scratch-off lotto tickets and won on one of them. What does Mrs. Garlipo think will happen on the next ticket she buys? Why? Well, let's see. If she bought 12 tickets and she won on one of them, that means that she lost on 11 of them. So what do you think would happen the next time Mrs. Garlipo buys a lottery ticket? She will most likely what? She most likely lose because she lost 11 out of 12 times. So it's most likely that she will lose again because 11 out of 12 is in roughly 92%. So if she's lost 92% of the time, odds are she's going to lose again. Okay, Jackson is working on an art project using colored pencils, which he keeps in his pencil case. Of the last 10 pencils he has chosen, 9 of them were broken. What does Jackson think will happen the next time he chooses a pencil? So he has how many pencil cases? Colored pencils. One pencil case. He has 10 pencils, and 9 of them were broken. So that means one of them was not broken. So what does Jackson think will happen the next time he chooses a pencil? It will be broken because there is a greater chance of being broken than 1 out of 10 of being not broken. Okay. All right, so next we're going to determine the experimental probability. So we're going to find the total number of ways the event has occurred in the past, find the total number of the trials, and express it as a fraction. So we're not actually doing this. We're just reading about it, and then we're going to figure out from there. So Jamie landed 7 of the 12 jumps during ice skating. What is the experimental probability that she will land the next jump? Well, she landed 7 out of 12. So that's her probability. Rachel scored a 90% on 16 out of 20 quizzes in math. What is the probability she will score above a 90% on her quiz tomorrow? So it was 16 out of a possible 20. Okay, during the last 5 games, the Sabres scored 3, 4, 0, 7, and 5 goals. What is the probability that they will score more than 4 goals in their next game? Well, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games and score more than 4. Not 4, more than. So not equal to 4, but more than 4. There's 2 numbers that are more than 4. So 2/5. Bill bought 15 Lucky 7 scratch-off lotto tickets and won on 9 of them. What is the experimental probability that the next ticket he buys will be a losing ticket? Careful. Bill bought 15. He bought 15. He bought 15 Lucky 7s. That's the name of the lottery ticket. And he won on 9 of them. So on 9 of them, he won. We want to know what's the probability of getting a losing ticket. So if he won on 9, that means he lost on 6. So 6/15 is the probability of a losing ticket. Bill works at the SPCA and Bill's busy. Bought our tickets and SPCA work here and is monitoring pet adoptions. Yesterday, 55 pets were adopted. 25 of those were cats and the rest were dogs. What is the experimental probability that the first animal adopted will be a dog? So yesterday, it was 55 adoptions. 25 of them were cats. The rest were dogs. So 55 minus 25 is 30. So 30 out of 55 is the experimental probability. Okay. All right. Let's have you guys try the next one. Jeremy's standing in line at a music store. Of the first 25 people he sees enter the store, 16 are wearing jackets and 9 are not. What is the experimental probability that the next person who enters the store will be wearing a jacket? Go ahead and calculate that. So will be wearing a jacket. So there was 25 people who entered the store. 16 are wearing jackets. What is the experimental probability that the person who enters the store will not be wearing a jacket? 9 are not wearing jackets. Amy is watching cars drive by. Of the first 46 cars she sees, 18 are red and the rest are other colors. What is the experimental probability that the car will not be red? Okay, so 46 minus 18, because 18 are red, gives 28 to be not red. So the experimental probability that it will not be red is 28 out of 46. We could, of course, reduce these. What is the experimental probability that the next car will be red? Is 18 out of 46. And that's experimental probability. We'll see you guys tomorrow for, what are we going to do tomorrow? Tomorrow we are going to do independent and dependent, and that'll be our last video for the day, or for the week rather. Then Thursday you're going to review, and Friday we'll have our meet. So make sure you keep referring back to that plan that I post that has your links and what you need to do for the week.